think you were talking to yourself in your head and not letting the viewers know what you were trying to say.
Hey, it happened. I actually would be interested in this. As long as they didn't look and feel cheap.
But they can get me if they do one deco. Do you know what that deco would be?
Black.
Nope.
Or purple. Or
nope.
Fuchsia.
Wrong. Nope.
I have to go get my daughter's crayons and we can pour them out on the table.
Red and green.
Okay.
Mario and Luigi. All right, well, I guess you could go ahead and not pick this up. This is Cang Toys Dark Rampage. I have a pre-order in for this, but you heard it here. Bobby is canceling his pre-order because he's done with Beasts.
I said Beast Wars.
Do you hear that, Bobby?
I agree?
No, that I'm jumping back onto the Hasbro hate train. This thing looks horrid. Welcome back, Transformers fans. We got a pretty stacked episode of news for you today. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And this is Bot vs. Con, and let's get into it. But before we do that, let's give a big thank you to the Chosen Prime. You could probably pre-order a lot of the figures we're going to be talking about. And you could get a whole bunch of action figures there, so go look them up. And also a big shout out to our members for helping us with this journey. We really appreciate it, and we should have some fun things for you coming up soon. And if you're just a subscriber, thank you as well. With that being said, let's move into some depressing news. Yes, let's get this over with, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. So, G1 Marvel Comics artist Mark Bright has passed away, so he penned the very iconic Are All Dead cover, and it's really sad, especially with how iconic this cover is. So much so that I think it's the first comic in that line that they're now producing. So,
wow!
At least he was able to see that it was getting the recognition from Hasbro that it deserves.
Yes.
Even if he didn't see it come out, at least he saw that it was starting to.
Yes. Rest in peace.
All right. Let's keep moving on to some leaks, and we got a whole bunch of leaks. Let's talk about some that we already talked about, but better images, and that's the MP60 Ginrai and MPG09 Super Ginrai. So I think it's showing what it comes with. So this one's going to come with 2 blasters, the cab, 2 laser effects, and then the Power Master itself. Again, this is going to be about $160, and it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself, especially in these high-quality images.
I don't know what it looks like. That middle picture, he's like sticking his crotch out like.
That's very Japanese. That's a very Japanese action figure pose.
That is, I mean, there it is.
Hey, he has an ab crunch, so I'm good.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know if I'm going to pick that up. If I'm going to pick this up yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. I need to see it from the back. It looks like it has like not a big backpack, but it looks like it's not very flattering from the back. I will tell you this: in a Nemesis color, I think I'd be picking this up in a heartbeat. I think this looks pretty cool. But again, I think it looks fine. But I think the one most people are going to be picking up is this, which is the MPG09, which is the one, and it looks like it comes with the core bot again and the trailer. So I think we might be onto something, that this is a scaled down version.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But it's also funny because it shows 2 mini bots. One bigger one and one smaller one in the top left corner.
I couldn't tell you. Maybe one is transforming and one's scale accurate.
That's what I'm thinking. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I cannot stand this alt mode with the arm sticking straight up.
Yeah, and granted,
they could have just collapsed a little bit.
Yeah,
just been flushed, and I would have been, I would have said this thing looks great. Honestly, it's about $300, which again doesn't seem too crazy for a masterpiece, But those arms on that alt mode kill it for me.
That's what's getting me, is that they look like they were always there, and they were never really even with the cab. But these look like incredible. Like these almost look like towers.
And I did look it up. I looked at the original toy and I looked at some screen caps. This was for the last video that when we talked about this, and it was flush with the top of the cap. So this is a design decision that they did probably for the robot mode, so it didn't get as broken up in, you know, the arms, and they're more secure. But I think that the alt mode suffers too much from it. Also, those wheels on the trailer look way too small in the back, but I might be nitpicking at this point. It might be the angle.
They do look very small. I was actually looking at that as well. They look like tricycle wheels.
Yeah, or something. And here's like the feature. So I guess he has lightning that like comes out of his cheeks. I haven't watched this Master Force show, so I don't know what that's about, but it's cool looking.
I haven't watched it. Well, I watched it last year, but it wasn't memorable. So I don't know. Maybe it was something with the. No, I don't even get me lying. I was gonna say maybe it was something when he connected with the trailer or something like that. I can't remember.
That would look pretty cool to have like that lightning coming out when they connect. I don't think that's what it is. One thing that I also wanted to notice is I'm gonna go back to the previous thing. You can't really tell if that's a hinge on the trailer, like breaking up the line, the decal. They should have designed that better. If the hinge is sticking out.
Oh, the hinge is sticking. And I haven't pulled out.
I don't know.
I was trying to see if I had. No, I don't have mine in here. I was trying to see. For some reason, no, it folded down. But I don't think the hinge showed on the outside. I can't remember, though. Somebody
Which one are you talking about?
On the trailer. I'm sorry. I was trying to think about my Power Master Prime. You mean
Power Baser?
Yes. The original
Fans Hobbies one?
No. The original G1 toy.
Oh, so you have the original G1 version of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I was trying to remember if that was like that on the G1 toy. No, I know I'm not comparing this to Fans Hobby.
Okay, because you were just think you were talking to yourself in your head and not letting the viewers know what you were trying to say.
Hey, it happened.
But I don't think this is honestly comparable to the Fans Hobby one, because they're going for two completely different looks.
Yeah.
Honestly, if the Fans Hobby one had the arms sticking straight up, I'd be like, oh, it's artistic. But this one's supposed to be slavish to what it looks like. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, let's keep it going. On April 10th, we'll probably be talking about this a lot more in detail because we'll have bigger pictures. Again, I feel bad for Takara for all of these things being leaked literally like a week before they were supposed to come out. So
hey, they just need to get better hiring.
Or it's on purpose. Either which way, let's move on to another leak, and that's RAD Deluxe Sideburn. What do you think of this, Bobby?
Well, when we talked about this, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? It reminded me of something.
What did it remind you of?
In alt mode in particular. Well, before we go to the alt mode, let's talk about the bot mode, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. I think the head, the face looks really good on this. It's fine. Because I still haven't opened it and I still haven't done anything with it. Is it over here? Yeah. You know, I still haven't taken out the box, but I got this on sale. If this is on sale, then I will potentially pick this one up. But that alt mode looks like Gonzo to me. Yes. And it just looks like he has a big nose up front. And the flame effect is okay, but it looks kind of boring.
Yes, I agree. Do you hear that, Bobby?
I agree? No,
that I'm jumping back onto the Hasbro hate train. This thing looks horrid. This looks absolute. I'm going to temper myself. The head sculpt does look good. Like you said, it's very detailed and stuff, but it is too big for this body. I thought this was fake. I thought somebody photoshopped the head on because it looks way too big. It's like the opposite of what Chase had. And they made the body does not look good with the proportions. How skinny the waist is and how big the hips are. You know, it works for a fembot, you could get away with it, but it doesn't work for like a teenage boy, which is this is supposed to be. You know, he's like the bumblebee of the group, if that makes sense, if I'm remembering correctly. And I would rather just get the original one. I don't know how expensive it is, so I'm sure it's like $50. But again, that's only double the price on this. If you really want a hot shot, I think that one's a lot better. It has a little bit more kibble, but at least it's, you know, more appropriate looking than this. And then the alt mode, they didn't even paint the headlights.
And this is not hot shot. You called it hot shot.
I said no. He's like Hot Shot.
Oh, like hot shot. Okay.
He's he's the little kid character and stuff.
Okay,
at least as far as if I'm remembering correctly. It's obviously Sideburn, but they didn't paint the headlights. He has that big Gonzo nose, which I'm going to call it, and that's something I don't understand. Just like we talked about the arms sticking up, that was a deliberate decision by Hasbro to not make it flush, and I want to know why.
And
like I've never transformed this figure, and you're going to have to let me know. So this is your weekend homework, is to open that figure and tell me why it has a Gonzo nose.
Yeah, because I'm looking. I just pulled this to look as well, and it does have the thing. Yeah, which I figured it was, but I didn't really pay attention to it that much. I
want to know, like, is it because the feet go in there and it needs room for the feet? Okay, or something like that. Let us know in the comments below. But like, I get it. They couldn't do a Dodge Viper.
Right.
But this doesn't look anything similar to what, when I think of Sideswipe, that's not Sideswipe, Sideburn, this doesn't look like it. I would have rather had a Studio Series 86 Rodimus repaint. That looks closer to Sideburn than this. You know, I've seen some, you know, give it an engine on the hood and you're good to go. Oh, it already had an engine on the hood, so you don't even need to do anything. And I feel like the flames should have been more silver and more brighter.
They're very
it's disappointing because I really like this character. I think he's a really cool, unique color scheme, a unique alt mode. I get it, they couldn't have done a Dodge Viper, but still, it's a unique alt mode, and this looks like a bad repaint.
Unfortunately, I think that this also suffers from, you had the opportunity to do anything since you couldn't get a Dodge Viper. You had the option to do any type of car that you wanted to do. I don't know what kind of car this is. So
and honestly, you cut off the hood from the windshield back, looks fine. But like the engine compartment, and the engine looks way too high up. I don't know much about cars, but the engine should, I think, be a little more down.
That could be accurate, actually.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know.
I rather have had a smooth front as well. Like I said, it looks like Gonzo to me, but the flames could have been brighter or whatever. I can't remember. I think
it was more silvery. I could be wrong.
I haven't pulled this character out in a while.
Yeah.
I didn't like this character when it first came out, but I don't know. I guess I would have expected a little bit more, potentially just color wise. And again, I could be totally wrong. It could be exactly these colors, and I just don't remember.
And one thing I wanted to say is this could also be like that Lockdown, where they're still adding paint apps to it. Now that we see that they've done that, it might have more flames. It might have the light, the headlights, and all that stuff. It might. Time will tell. So, but I'm judging it slowly off of this leaked figure.
Good job, Mr. Positive.
Well, let's go with that. Now let's move on to something that I am going to be positive about, and that's a new gimmick line, which are the Swapticons. So, Swapticon OP to Ultra Magnus, Megatron to Shockwave, Bumblebee to Hot Rod, Grimlock to Snarl, Cheetor to Tigatron, Starscream to Thundercracker, Nemesis Prime to Clench, Shadow Panther to Ravage, and a Wild Jungle 3-pack have all been leaked. And it really reminded me of this old concept art, because we don't have any pictures of these, obviously. But it reminded me of this old concept art from, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, where they had, I think it was supposed to be Starscream, but they painted him with Skywarp, turn into Megatron, and then turn into the Jet. I always thought this was a really cool idea just because it's so wacky. And this toy would have been so weird, but that's what it reminded me of. And hopefully these aren't too kiddie, because I would love if OP to Ultra Magnus was white Prime going to the Magnus armor. I would also be interested in the Nemesis Prime and Clench, unless Clench looks like Magnus and it's a repaint. Also, the Shadow Panther to Ravage, I will probably pick up because I have every Shadow Panther released. These probably don't make you excited one bit.
So you said this was a gimmick in the late 80s, early 90s?
No, this was a concept art. It was never released.
I'm sorry, I meant concept art. I have never seen these pictures before. So wherever you found these, kudos to you. I actually would be interested in this. As long as they didn't look and feel cheap, I'd be interested in some of these.
Yeah, it's just gimmick line. I don't know if it's a kid's gimmick line, but something called Swapticons is making me think that it's a kid's gimmick line. So time will tell, but with those characters, they have my interest.
And honestly, let me take that back, because you keep mentioning kids line. If they look like this, I'd be interested. If they look like some of the stuff that's in the kid line, not gonna happen.
This is concept art from the 80s and 90s, or 80s or 90s. I don't think you're gonna get anything that looks like this nowadays. But you never know. Yeah. Some of them are like, seriously though, Starscream to Thundercracker. Like, but
it's easy.
Cheetor to Tigatron. So time will tell. I think it looks kind of cool though.
I'm curious.
But with that, let's get into just announced. I think you'll be going to this, but I'm going to be safely tucked into bed at home. And that is the Till All Are One Transformers 40th Anniversary Reunion screening. So it'll be available in select cinemas across US, UK, Mexico, and select territories in Europe, Latin America, and Asia, starting on Wednesday, May 15th, and going to May 18th to 19th. So they're going to show the first show with the behind-the-scenes table read, which you see it's going to look like on screen right here. And then it will be followed by a traditional screening of the next 3 episodes in the series. And you also, I know Bobby cannot wait for this. You will also see a sneak peek of the new season of Transformers Earthspark. I know he's very excited to see that. So tickets will go on sale on Transformers 40th Cinema Event.com. And 40th is 4, the number 4 is 0, TH, on April 10th. So that's in 4 days by the time you guys see this. I'm totally good, but I think you will have a lot of fun with this.
I think I might take my daughter to go see it. I dragged my wife to go see Transformers the movie, and I must admit I was a little irritated, and she definitely was, because there was somebody behind us that literally read or said every single line of the movie. And so it was like, dude, shut up. And so did
you say something? Because I would have said something.
I did. And she was just irritated already by me taking her to go see it. But that like, she doesn't like
ruined
cartoons.
Everything.
Yeah, she doesn't like cartoons. I've tried to get her to watch some. Sometimes she'll humor me, but so she humored me to go to the movie, and then it was, rained on by dude in the back. So I'll probably see if my daughter wants to go see this, and we'll go see it together.
That sounds like a good time. But unless my dad wants to go, I will not be going.
Yeah. Tell Papa Con to come on.
Yeah, go ahead, and if you're watching, hit me up. Let's keep it moving, and we've got Blocky's Legends collection. So these are the bigger sized models.
Honestly, they look good.
Yeah, they look fine for what they are. I really want to know what audience this is targeted at, though.
I'm honestly, like, I like these.
He's gonna get it.
No, I'm not gonna get it. they would probably be fun to mess with, to put together. I like putting things together, so that part is probably what intrigues me. But yeah, I don't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the proportions, but moving to the third-party side, Like Toys showed off a Rodimus prototype.
I can see you getting that.
This looks horrid. This doesn't look like any version of Rodimus I've ever seen. Unless
it's one of the primes when Rodimus went into the Matrix and started going back, because there was someone that looked almost like.
Okay, I'll give him maybe it's not Rodimus. Maybe it's that random prime. I can see that because this does not look like Rodimus.
No, but that could be it. If this was Rodimus, no, as some random character who wasn't
previous prime.
Name. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay, yeah. If I agree with you there, So
yeah,
I did. You're gonna pick one up for $570.
I was just about to say I didn't see how much the price is, but no, I'm not picking these up. Yeah, the prices on these are typically out of my comfort zone for picking up things.
For what they are.
Yeah, for what they are. I will pick up, if it ever happens, I will pick up that David. Again, if it ever happens.
All right, I won't rub too much salt in the wound for a figure that's not coming out. Yeah. Let's keep moving.
They need to sell more of these, obviously, to make some. So,
Funbee Studios showed off the Gears personality circuit and infrared scanner, which is pretty cool. Which we'll also talk about Hasbro's version of this a little bit later on in this episode, but this isn't bad looking.
I love things like this, and this is the stuff that I wish Hasbro included, so I wouldn't have to do it, purchase things myself, or, people with print 3D printers have to do. It's just kind of sad.
Yeah, but it is really cool. So kudos to Funbee Studios for getting this out.
Yeah, I would do it if I had it.
Another upgrade set we have is by QQ Toys. And this is for Masterpiece Raiden. And it really makes it look a lot better. I don't know how, but this looks decent now. Just clearing up the I was going to say something really bad. The crotch, and then changing out the wing gun things on the side. It makes it look really good. No, okay, take that back. Not really good. Makes it look decent.
Honestly, if this was the way it looked, I probably would have been in to purchase these. Maybe not at full price, but maybe on sale or whatever. If this is how it looked, because it looks like something Hasbro would put out.
Mm-hmm. And I saw a comment saying this really looks like a Generations or Legacy Raiden, and I completely agree. This does not look Masterpiece to me.
Yeah, it doesn't look Masterpiece.
And I think this would fit right in with a Combiners Wars collection or something like that. So yeah, it looks fine though.
Yeah,
with these upgrade sets.
With this upgrade set, like this is a must-have. And I feel bad if they would have came out with this. Actually, I don't feel bad. If they would have came out with this first, and then Moon Studio would have came out, I would have probably been able to appreciate this for what it was. And then been like, oh, okay, I gotta get the upgrade. This coming out after Moon Studios, no comparison.
I agree. But let's talk about the upgrade set. It looks fine. Let's keep it moving. And we got another upgrade set for Studio Series Ultra Magnus, and these are some thigh extenders.
I might buy these.
I think it does look a lot better. I still think the shoulders are too wide. But it does make it more proportionate and make him look less like
Hulk Magnus.
A Hobbit.
I really think it makes it look balanced.
Yeah, it makes it look a lot more balanced.
Yeah. I wonder if, and I didn't try to translate or anything like that, but I wonder if you have to disconnect for transformation or anything like that, or if they.
That's something that I was wondering as well. There were no alt mode pictures, which makes me think that you cannot transform him with this on. But I don't know how Magnus transforms. So
I think I've only done it twice, and I can't remember. So
yeah, let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, I might pick it up depending on the price.
Next, we've got Tim Hedda's kit for Cybertron Universe Starscream. So it gives him some really nice looking blades, a crown, and then that gun. Because if you remember, the original Titans class one had a gun instead of a sword there. So and they look good.
I didn't like this Starscream, so you're shining a turd to me.
Well, I think, yeah, well, we'll agree to disagree because I think this looks a lot more interesting than G1 Starscream. Mm-hmm. Honestly, but if I wanted this figure, I would want that extra gun, but that would be the only thing I'd want out of this upgrade set. So
yeah, I don't like the crown at all.
I've never liked the crowns on Transformers. It made no sense. I just thought they would change their head to have a more regal head. So I don't like that crown either. But let's move on to Legends scale. And first we've got Newage's Ballin', which is Huffer. What do you think of this?
It looks good. Looks really good. I love the cut.
Pick it up?
Nope, no, not picking it up. I love the blue. The blue is like that metallic blue. It's a really, really nice color blue. And then the orange is like almost like a matte
pumpkin.
But the finish on it is.
Oh, okay.
So like the contrast is really there. So it makes the in alt mode it makes the chest really pop out, and then in alt mode it makes the windows really pop out. So I like the contrast of the finish on this paint.
Yeah, it does look good. I don't really like how the back wheels stick out from the front wheels in alt mode. I don't know if that's accurate, honestly. I would just like them to be flush. But the one I really like is Pipes. I've always had an affinity towards Pipes. I think he looks really cool. And I think that translates to here too. I think it looks great. I'm not going to pick it up, but they can get me if they do one deco. Do you know what that deco would be?
Black.
Nope.
Or purple. Or
nope.
Fuchsia.
Wrong. Nope.
Or, I have to go get my daughter's crayons and we can pour them out on the table.
Red and green.
Okay. I don't
Mario and Luigi. I would pick these up if they make them as Mario and Luigi as crossovers. I'm not even joking. I feel bad for skipping out the animated versions that came out, and I would kill to have these as Mario and Luigi.
I would have never gotten that. I would have never.
They've already been redecoed like that before because they're Pipes. Get it? Pipes.
They go down pipes and.
Yeah. So okay. I would totally pick that up though.
So I actually looked and I saw that on this version the wheels look flush.
Yeah, they both stick out, and if you look, the whole front's different, but the legs are the same, which I think is kind of cool. Even like how the arms transform is completely different on both of them, which is actually really cool.
I like it. I've always liked that.
Yeah. So if I get to see these as Mario and Luigi, I'll definitely be picking them up.
If they came in different colors, I might think about it. I have enough Huffers and enough Huffers right now. I mean, I know they are. Colors that I like that make me say, "Ooh, okay, I got to get that."
Yeah, I'm hoping for Mario and Luigi. So let's keep it going with Legends. So we've got Monitor versus Soundmaster, and this is the Headmaster Series deco in the final battle.
Wow, that blaster head looks terrible. It looks terrible. Everything else about both of them looks decent, but that blaster head looks terrible.
Yeah, it's the paint, the silver paint. It's at such a small scale. I also wish that I know they wouldn't, but if they molded in the cracks on Soundwave, I think it would have been a lot better. But then it wouldn't have just been a simple repaint. But what's really cool is they come with all the minions in both blue and black. So I just have the black ones for Soundwave. That is such a cool little thing, and those things must be super, super tiny.
I mean, I can't even. If you're looking like.
Exactly. Yeah. So that I think it's really cool. Maybe that's why they give you 2 sets. So if you lose one, you have an extra one, even if it's a different color.
Those are cool, and I won't be picking them up, but because these are the regular colors for one, but I don't need these in my collection.
I think they added these mini guys in to make people buy them that already bought Soundwave and Blaster.
Yeah, and they have some other colors.
Yeah, you mean like this?
Exactly.
We've got Shattered Glass Soundwave, which looks good, and with these you get the minions, or whatever you want to call them, in red and white instead of black and blue. So there's also a Shattered Glass Blaster, which I think the color on him is wrong. He looks way too light. I think he's supposed to be more gray.
Yes, I believe so. I'm thinking about mine that's in there right now, and I can't. Do I have a? Yeah. Nope, I don't. So no, I think this. I think you're right. I think it is a little bit more gray, but the face, and I probably have to see a close up of it. The face doesn't look as bad as the original one looks.
Yeah. Yeah. So will you be picking these ones up?
No.
No? Why not?
I already have these in Masterpiece size.
Even the SG one?
Besides the Shattered Glass Soundwave. I have the Shattered Glass Blaster, not a Soundwave.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
okay.
And I have the Hasbro Shattered Glass Soundwave, so...
All right, well, you have fun with that, yellow guy, and let's move on to Robot Toys' upcoming projects. So Robot Toys is the people... Robot Toys are the people that did the Megs and Optimus Primal. So they're showing off that they're going to be doing Cheetor and Bumblebee from the movie.
Oh, I thought that was Wasp.
If it was Wasp, that'd be pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be... It's Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. Whether or not it's decoed as a Waspinator, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So...
I know you would be happy if it was Wasp. Like, oh, if it was Wasp, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Honestly, I wouldn't if he turned into a buggy. I would want him to turn into like not a sports car, but like a Mini Cooper.
Ah, those are fun cars to drive. Yeah, I think this is more up your alley. I think you should get them. Not in my wheelhouse. I'm good with Beast Wars for a minute.
Yeah, well, you might as well not pick up the next figure then. You said you're good with beasts, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess you could go ahead and not pick this up. This is Cang Toys Dark Rampage. I have a pre-order in for this, but you heard it here. Bobby is canceling his pre-order because he's done with beasts.
I said Beast Wars. This, fortunately, is going to be in my collection. And I can tell you, if it's anything like how they did the gold one, get your wallets ready, because they're going to roll these out so fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. This thing looks amazing, though. With the gray and the gray black with the green, especially this figure, it looks so much better than that Razor Claw.
I love how the green transitions into its weapons as well.
Yeah.
It almost looks like, some type of energy going through him and then into the weapons. So yeah, this is... Luckily, they seem cheaper. They're cheaper than what the originals were, which is good.
Yeah, because they jacked up the prices on the gold ones and realized they made a mistake.
And the gold ones, actually, the gold ones, they're
on sale now.
So. Well, yeah, I mean, I've had them for over a year, but the gold ones actually, the price decreased. So I actually I got some refund money back for the gold ones. So, But yeah, anyway,
because they went on sale right away. But these look amazing. Like this one in particular. I mean, I'm still worried the combined mode is just going to be a big blob of purple, and it's not going to have much variation. But honestly, these might not be combined because this looks so nice in this mode.
I'm right there with you. I think I'm going to use the original to be in combined mode. These might be in bot mode, and then the gold ones are going to be in beast mode. I really think that's how it's going to end up being. I still want to see what this looks like combined, though.
Because they might, throw in a black waist, and that might be just enough to separate everything out.
Yeah.
So,
but this was my least favorite one to transform, I believe, besides Razor Claw, if I'm not mistaken.
Which makes sense because it is the first one. So hopefully the tolerances are fixed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's coming.
All right. Well, let's get into some updates. And we talked about Gears once, and here he is. And Hasbro said you could just use the core class sound waves tapes for him, for his personality circuit.
Wow. Wow.
That's what these are via Marco Clonus, and that's what Marco Clonus said.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't consider... I won't get on Hasbro. If Hasbro made that statement...
Okay, Hasbro didn't, but one of Hasbro's designers sanctioned by Hasbro said that statement.
That I can't blame Hasbro then. Even though, guilty by association, I don't want to hold it. If Hasbro made that statement, I'm like, kick rocks. Like
well, I think Marco Clonus that fans want it, and he's trying to figure out ways to give it to the fans. So
yeah, that would have been such a belittling statement if it came from Hasbro. Oh, if you want that, just use this. Go buy one of our other products, and you can get something that can act as it. Give us more money.
So, well, that wouldn't surprise me. You're giving them ideas, Bobby. But it looks fine. He did say that there's a hover mode, and on the back of his head is a Mysterion's homage, which is actually what the mini-bots were before they became Hasbro.
I saw it on the Newage pipes that we just talked about. I didn't pay attention, look for it on the Huffer, but I did see it on the pipes.
Yeah. So that's a cool little homage. So
the hover mode is actually cute.
It looks better in hover mode than with the wheels out.
It does. It really does. Those little tiny, thin lawnmower wheels.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Let's move on to third party. We've got Fans Hobby's Armada team, and here are all three of them, and they look really good together. The consistent gold throughout them, the red throughout each one of them, even though I do think the overload is not dark enough. It's probably accurate to what he looked like, but I do think it needs to be a darker red to go with both Jetfire and Optimus, but I think these look really good together.
In this picture here, Jetfire doesn't look bad.
No, I think he looks good.
In this picture here, I have to, when I finally get him, I have to make him be posed just like this, right next to the others, even though I don't have that color of Prime.
I think you need to get that color of Prime. I mean, you have two of the three. And then you have to get the Power Links ones as well. So it's you kind of got yourself in a hole.
I might have 3 or 4, but I really just don't like that color of Prime.
Oh, why not? It's blue, red, and silver.
It's not even so much the color. It is the color, but I just never liked this Prime. And so even though I have 2 of them, it was like, I really like the darker blue, kind of whatever color.
The Power Links colors.
The Power Links color. I like that one. I like the way that one looked. This one, I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's.
And I have the original, so I don't need another one.
Yeah, the original one made me sad as a kid because he didn't have leg posability. But you can combine them all, and I guess it doesn't matter what prime you have. He's pretty covered up here.
Yeah, he really is.
I was gonna. So yours will probably look just fine as the center bot. But again, I think this looks really cool. I got to say, and it makes me excited for the shattered glass version of this whenever that comes out.
Yeah, I got to figure out where I'm gonna put it. I don't know. The combined mode definitely will not fit on my shelf as currently constructed. So it would either have to go in another type of case or something. Decisions.
Yeah. So what do you think about it, though?
It looks fine. And honestly, I agree with you. I mean, literally all you see is arms and head of Prime.
That's why I'm thinking yours is going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think so as well. But actually, I say that I think the colors on mine will look a lot better mixed with this.
Yeah. I can see that. It'll look less optimistic, but maybe if that's what you're looking for. I just want to see the shattered glass one already because I think that's going to look amazing. I don't know what colors they're going to do, but it's going to look amazing no matter what.
I'm actually surprised we have, they are kind of working on 4 figures. We haven't seen any new news from their tidal wave, but I'm surprised we haven't seen that overload in any additional colors.
Any other colors, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we will. They're probably just busy on a few things.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit behind. So,
yeah.
Time will tell. But they are also showing off the Saber team in the complete painted versions. And these look pretty good. They look a lot better than they originally did.
I love the detail, and it's the little details I like. I love the painted windows on the one at the bottom in particular, and then the red ring around the nose of it. It's just like those little types of details that make it look really good.
Yeah, I agree. I really need to see a price point on these because these do look really nice. And here they are in bot mode and Saber mode. And again, I think these look a lot better than they originally did, at least that when we were looking at them in the past. And they might have made me turn a new leaf on these figures. Then again, I know I'm going to get Dark Saber. So I might skip out on these for Dark Saber. And hopefully an Energon Saber, because that was my favorite. That see-through yellow version with the extra blades coming off of it. But anyways, I think this looks good, though.
I'm hoping $40 or under.
I could probably make that work in my mind because that's like a Voyager Hasbro figure, and this is much more quality. You get much more bang for your buck with these 3.
Yeah, it's like $13 each. $13.50.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Even 45. 50 would be kind of on the high end. And I know I'm counting pennies here, but it's just I'm thinking like their master their junior headmasters were like 70. So
that was also 5 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot has changed. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Come on, 40.
Something else that we're going to have to see is this transmittal to Dinobot. I think we've already seen the picture in the Dino mode, but I still put it in there. But this bot mode looks very accurate. So for people like Bobby that don't like it, you cannot say that it doesn't look accurate to what it's supposed to look like. But it is so 90s that I really like it. I love that mono eye with the laser. I love how evil he looks. I love the spikes. This is made for me. It's not your typical random boring looking bot. It actually has personality, and I can't wait to get it.
I saw this and immediately thought of you, of course. I think it does look very accurate. It looks spot on to what I remember when I watched the cartoon. So I'm happy for you. I do not think I'm going to pick it up. I do not like the way it looks. Granted, sometimes these figures catch me with the colors, like the paint.
Yeah, wait till you see all that chrome purple all over him.
How well they look. If it will have a nice presence on the shelf. I am a sucker for that. But as it stands so far, not interested at all.
Yeah, and I love that about this channel, because to me this is what Transformers should be, while to you it should be like the G1 bots.
Yeah,
and I love that because this is perfect. So I will be picking this up, definitely, and I think you'll be picking up the next one, which is Ocular Max's Groove. They showed him off as a leg. This is horrible. It looks like all the meat was stripped and it's just bones for this one leg.
Very skinny.
Right? It looks like a bone, like a peg leg. You don't like pirates, you should just not get this figure. Especially with how wide the torso looks.
Yes. Yes.
It looks like a stick figure. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't get the first two, because I would be so disappointed. I'd be like, where can I return these things?
Well, the good thing about it for me is that I'm in on the X Transbots version as well. If they ever finish that, so I can have these in alt mode or in bot mode. So, you know, that's the good part about it. I can have different iterations on my shelf. So I'm okay with that, because the first two limbs are amazing in bot and alt mode. So I'm sure this one's going to be as well. It's just this combined mode that he's very top heavy.
Yeah. So
very.
I don't like it, and it's my favorite combiner, so I'd be very annoyed. But next we've got Big Firebird builds EX03 Naka, the gray model. I still don't know about this thing.
I don't either.
I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. I really need to see it in color. I need to see the final product. And I need to see the price as well.
Is this the one that transformed into that amazing
weird looking spider?
Oh, this is the spider one. Okay.
It turned into not the one that turned into the jet. This is the one that turns into the spider that's spider. Like Egyptian colored.
Yes, yes. You know, okay, I remember now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this spider for you. That's your thing. So I think you should definitely get it. I'll be on the fence. Right now it looks good. Right now it looks really good. This pose next to your Spider Girl. I mean, they both look like they're ready to sit on the throne. So one can be the queen and one can be the princess.
I would rather have them as warring, actions.
Would be
either which way, I really need to see this in color, because I wasn't a big fan of the skin color that they used. I wish it was silver or purple or something. And honestly, Big Firebirds are a little too human with their chesticle region. For me, it's not. It doesn't look like a robot at all. Like the Spider Girl looked like a corset or something. Totally cool with that. This is straight up human anatomy. I'm gonna for the YouTube algorithm. I'm gonna say human anatomy.
Baby bags.
Sure, I've never heard that before, but that works. It's just a little too human. I get that's what it's supposed to be, but
nothing that can't be fixed with some paint. You know, Mr. Repaint.
I'm not talking about the paint. I'm talking about how it's molded.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you can just paint it so it looks like a robot's chest, and
that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about the shape.
Fill it in.
Okay, yeah, you teach me how to do it and we'll do it. But while we do that, we're going to go ahead and talk about what's incoming. And the only thing we have is Ocular Max changed their cover photo to this. And I saw that it supposedly might be shipping to retailers next week. Supposedly.
That'll be good.
It looks a lot better. The combined mode looks a lot better in this picture here. So maybe it's an angle thing.
It does, but the
groove is hidden, but the leg looks more proportional to the rest of them.
It kind of looks like Frankenstein before the other parts come on. So the picture right before it, like, he looks like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll be happy to get this again. I know this is your favorite figure of the combiners.
It's my favorite character of the Autobot combiners. I just like the blue. It's a unique color scheme.
Yeah. It's nice. I'm digging it as what it is. I like their combiner so far. I'm interested in getting this. Hopefully they do get it next week. And what is it? Tomb sweeping?
Tomb sweeping day.
Yes. So I know
that's going on right now. So happy Tomb sweeping day to all of our Asian. I think it was all of Asia that I saw that celebrates it.
Yeah.
Our Asian watchers.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is kind of cool. I'm waiting for it. So if it gets there next week, hopefully I can get mine soon after. Hopefully I can get this and have it in my April haul review.
Something that's really weird that I just noticed is that bicep joint. How it's like up here and then down here. I mean, I get it, but it just looks a little funky in this picture. Like he has this big arm and then he has a little arm sticking out.
Little Popeye.
Yeah,
little reverse Popeye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it? Anything else?
No. I hopefully we are working on doing an interview with a fan favorite. I don't want to reveal any names just in case we're not able to do it next week. We're trying to see if we can do a live. Of course, we'll post more, but it will probably be Wednesday night if we can. If not, we will be doing just a random interview. But let us know like what types of questions you would want us to ask to other Transformer YouTube channels. You know, what things you might want.
Bobby completely forgot a word. We're going to be interviewing a fan favorite YouTuber, hopefully.
Oh, I did.
You forgot to say YouTuber. You just said fan favorite.
Oh, sorry.
So if you guys.
Yeah.
So again, he's thinking in his head, not out loud.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions or whatnot, we're not going to divulge who it is yet, but go ahead and put them in the comments, and we will see if we can ask him those.
Yeah, definitely. I know you're probably like, we don't know what to ask because we don't know who it is, but just some things that you might want us to ask various YouTubers. There we go. But that's all I have. James, tell them what they should do.
Go ahead and like this video, share it with your grandma, and do all those YouTube things. I am very hungry, so I don't remember what all they are, but you better remember at home, and we will be talking to you very, very soon.
So, as always, to all debates are one, we'll see you guys next time, and we'll have updates if we get confirmation of the either live or recorded on Wednesday.
Yep, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.